During times of war, the impact is felt by all citizens of the countries involved. It is not just the high-ranking leaders, politicians, and soldiers who bear the brunt of the conflict. In certain situations, the economic challenges faced by individuals from the middle and lower social classes can become even more complex, particularly when the breadwinner is compelled to engage in armed conflict. During the Second World War, women played a crucial role in supporting the country by taking on positions that were traditionally reserved for men. During times when there was a shortage of manpower, women who possessed the required qualities stepped up and took on a variety of roles, some of which were simple, while others were complex and perilous. In fact, some women even fought as fully trained soldiers. Today we will talk about the positions that these brave women held during World War II and the value of their work in the different countries involved. Welcome to Behind Enemy Lines. Women, an essential role during World War II. Gender discrimination continues to persist in various aspects of society, even in the present day. While women have made significant progress in showcasing their capabilities and value over time, there is still much progress to be made. During a period when societal expectations strictly defined gender roles, women faced significant limitations in pursuing occupations beyond those deemed socially acceptable. In the beginning, there was resistance from the government, businesses, and society as a whole to the idea of women occupying traditionally male roles. Women were often disregarded for their abilities and physical prowess, but there was a sense of urgency. With the scarcity of manpower, both the country's army and its allies faced a pressing need for weapons, food, and services. However, those who were against utilizing women to fulfill these needs had no option but to set aside their outdated pride. During the war, numerous positions became available due to the absence of men, including Major League Baseball players and even presidents of renowned companies. This created an opportunity for women to fill over 200 different roles. In the early days, the tasks carried out in many countries posed no danger to their lives. One notable exception to this was the Soviet Union, which stood out by allowing women to participate in both the back and front lines of the army. They were fully integrated as members of the military rather than being treated as mere auxiliaries. Immersed in the rich tapestry of history, over 1,000 individuals took up the mantle of snipers, their deadly aim accounting for an impressive tally of 12,000 confirmed enemy casualties. Among these remarkable marksmen, Lyudmila Pavlichenko stands out as a shining example of skill and bravery. Alexandra Samusenko rose to the rank of captain in the tank divisions, which were known for their high level of risk. During the year 1939, a significant event took place in Australia. The National Security Act was passed, marking a turning point in the country's history. This act opened up new opportunities for women as it allowed their recruitment in the industrial branch. As a result, the number of salaried female employees in Australia experienced a remarkable surge, increasing from 644,000 to 855,000 within a span of just 5 years. Despite its small size, what's noteworthy is the shift away from traditionally female jobs to take on roles that were once considered exclusive to men. Regrettably, when the war came to a close, numerous individuals were compelled to abandon these responsibilities. Germany provided various opportunities for women, including combat roles, serving as auxiliaries in the Navy, Air Force, and Army. However, it is important to note that a significant number of women also served as concentration camp guards. During the dark days of Nazi-occupied Poland, courageous women fearlessly joined the resistance, undertaking various roles such as delivering messages, acting as couriers, providing medical aid, and even engaging in combat. Wanda Goetz received the most prestigious honors for her courageous acts. During times of war, women played a crucial role in countries such as Canada, the United States, and the United Kingdom, despite not being permitted to serve on the front lines. Their contributions were invaluable. They also contributed in various fields such as nursing, communications, assembly of weapons and war machines, food harvesting, and even providing entertainment for the soldiers. In the United Kingdom, the enlisted women auxiliaries underwent the same rigorous training and participated in the same activities as their male counterparts. This dedication and commitment resulted in them becoming exceptional artillerymen. However, during any attack, their safety was prioritized and they would be evacuated. Ladies of the street. Enduring battles in treacherous landscapes amidst unrelenting peril inevitably leads to overwhelming levels of stress. If a release is not found, the mounting stress has the potential to wreak havoc on the soldiers' minds, hindering their performance on the front line. Due to these circumstances, the higher-ups in the militia were well aware of the potential allure that cities and towns near their outposts held for their soldiers. They knew that alcohol, gambling, and most importantly, the presence of women would be strong temptations for those seeking entertainment and diversion. While the topic may seem ordinary, it becomes particularly concerning when discussing venereal diseases. This fact was particularly concerning for the Germans, as the women in France were able to disable more soldiers than the entire French army during the occupation period in 1940. As a result, the Wehrmacht implemented strict regulations to ensure that their uniformed personnel could partake in these services. There were 2 carefully arranged establishments where the soldiers would encounter women who were authorized to engage in that occupation. There were professionals who were hired both in Germany and in the countries they occupied. There were also women who chose to provide this service instead of being forced into labor, while others were prisoners of war. It is worth mentioning that a majority of the recruitment was done on a voluntary basis. However, as is often the case, there are accounts of soldiers who brought dishonor upon themselves. In order to spend time with these maidens, individuals were required to present a pass that confirmed the soldier's good health, which had been requested in advance. Not only were they required to provide all necessary information for the swift identification of the infected, but they were also provided with protective gear and disinfectant spray. Prior to beginning their task, they were obligated to spray the lady with the disinfectant spray, with the consequence of punishment if they failed to comply with the regulations. During the years 1939 to 1943, there were a significant number of cases of venereal diseases among both the soldiers and the local women. Despite the efforts of the area commander and the medical officer, it was challenging to control every individual and prevent these incidents. Approximately 250,000 cases were reported during this period, highlighting the difficulties in enforcing proper sanitary measures and preventing soldiers from seeking services from women on the streets. However, the US Army initially failed to regulate these acts, resulting in widespread diseases that left countless soldiers disabled or in need of treatment while still engaging in battle. During their travels, soldiers would often behave disrespectfully towards young women in the various countries they visited, sometimes even causing trouble due to their intoxication. Propaganda was used to educate and caution uniformed men about the risks of venereal diseases and to encourage them to be more cautious when engaging with unfamiliar women. Ugly Carnival and the shaving of French heads. Very few people today can truly understand the emotions that arise from living under the control of a foreign military. The citizens of various nations may have endured unimaginable horrors and suffered great humiliation during those dark years. However, the mistreatment of women in German and French towns and villages, among others, for their alleged dishonorable actions is inexcusable, regardless of the circumstances. Right after France was liberated by the Allied forces, and with the spirits of its citizens at an all-time low, they marked their newfound freedom by inflicting further suffering. The women accused of fraternizing with the enemy were subjected to public humiliation. Their heads were shaved, and they were made to parade through the streets. Some were even marked with a swastika, covered in tar or stripped of their clothes. These events, known as ugly carnivals, often involved beatings as well. This was a portrayal of the actions taken by the Germans towards women who had relationships with non-Aryan or foreign prisoners. According to historian Anthony Beevor, it seems that this became a means for men to seek redemption for their feelings of frustration and powerlessness caused by the occupation of their country. This is truly regrettable. Approximately 20,000 women, primarily from disadvantaged backgrounds, were subjected to degrading and unfair treatment during this period. Among those who stepped forward were women who willingly offered their services, brave young mothers who found themselves alone as their husbands fought on the front line or had already made the ultimate sacrifice, and dedicated school teachers who faced intimidation as they provided shelter for the occupying Germans. The practice spread to countries like Belgium, Italy, Norway, and the Netherlands. Throughout history, wars have been marred by the presence of unethical and immoral acts, often masked as noble ideals. War is a dark abyss that humanity has tragically descended into, showcasing the most horrific acts we have committed against our fellow beings. In our current era, it is crucial to reflect on the perils that arise from our self-centeredness and its impact on our planet and its diverse inhabitants. What lies ahead for horror stories, and how will the women in our lives contribute to their narratives? Regardless of what the future holds, we will always be here at Behind Enemy Lines, ready to share captivating tales with you. We hope you liked this video. Watch another video here.